really rude to talk with your mouth full, isn't it? Hello, it's been a while. I can't remember the last time I did an update. I'm assuming it was sometime before my birthday, and it's July, so it's been about 2 months. There's been a lot happening, which I will explain very shortly. So today is the 6th of July, which puts me at exactly 20 months TSW today, and it's, as you can see behind me, 608 days without using any topical or oral steroids. Not that I ever used them before anyway. So, first things first, as much as I was dreading turning 30, as most people do, just because it feels like you've just entered a new chapter in your life and you're a bit scared, literally 6 days after turning 30, I bagged myself a new job. Yes. And maybe one day I'll tell the story of how I got this job, because it wasn't easy and it was a bit of a struggle, and it was one of those ones where I was about to give up on this job, and then right at the last minute, when you least expected it, they say, welcome to the team. I did think about whether I should or should not mention the company I work for now, simply because the company is a skincare brand. I don't want it to seem like I'm advertising to you guys, because I'm not getting paid any extra to mention these products to you guys. But for all of you that are following me on this journey, and most of you are curious about what skincare items I'm using, for the last couple of months, I have been using their products and I do like them. I honestly think some of the products might help you guys, so I'm going to mention them. But let's talk about my skin and how it is doing. Like I said, since coming back from the Bahamas, my skin was clear. It was clear as day. Then within a week of being back in the UK, it just started first getting dry, then getting itchy, then getting rashy, and then bumpy, and then it just spread. The weird thing about this, and the thing that's really bugging me, is that my arms have never ever been this bad. Maybe since I was in primary school. On a regular day, my arms normally look like this, where my rashes and hyperpigmentation is only limited to the bends in my arms. And now, recently, for the last 2-3 months, it's been all over my arms, like coming up to, not my wrist, I can't say my wrist, but like my mid forearm, all over my shoulders, all over my upper arm, everywhere. And I don't understand why. Looking at pictures, it's just a bit like, how did this happen? And how is it looking like this? Like, it's so dry. My skin looks really grey. I've got patches of light and dark. The pigment in my skin is just disappeared. People ask me like, do you wear what you want? And how can I go out in public like this? I feel really embarrassed. And I'm always telling everyone, just wear what you want. If people stare, who gives a damn? But it's so ironic that I find myself hiding, because it's so new to me in this area. I don't know what to do with it. I am fortunate enough that I can hide it with long sleeve tops, but I mean, when it was on my face, this is the thing as well, when it was on my face, I could never see it. The only time I would notice how bad I looked is if I went to the bathroom or walked past the mirror. But because this is my arm, anytime that I reach for my phone, I can see it. If I'm typing on my computer, I can see it. So I'm very self-conscious about it, and I found myself, especially starting a new job, I want to like make the best impression, and even though it is a skincare brand, people will understand, you know, people have skin issues. I find myself hiding my arms. Like, I'll always wear a cardigan to work or just something long sleeve. And let's be honest, the sun is coming out in the UK now. I mean, the other day we hit like 34 degrees. It's not possible all of the time. I can't hide it for too long. Some days I'll just go in with a t-shirt and be like, you know what, hold your head high, just pretend it's not happening. If people notice, then oh well. They've never seen my skin any other way, so they can't see that it's worse. They'll just see that's just how her skin is, and if it gets better, then that's great. But they have nothing to compare it to. For me, it's disheartening to see my skin like this, but I know it will get better. I know it will, because remember how my face used to look? You remember that? That was pretty horrific, and my face looks fine now. Even without makeup, it looks fine. So I only can wait, be patient, and just hope that it clears soon. Hopefully this summer the sun will help, and this is just a phase it's going through and it will pass. So it was like the end of March I got back from Bahamas, and it started happening like in April, and it's July now, so it's been going on quite a while. But then again, my face took about 6 months to stop flaking and stop being red, so I'll give it 6 months. If after that it's not clearing, we'll have to find a way of coping. I can show you what it looks like today because I've had a good me day where I've taken care of myself. I've had a good long soak in some Dead Sea salt bath and it's not terrible. Very discoloured. The back of my arm is really clear, and then it's just the front. It's literally like a line where you can draw where it stops, like literally like here, and then here. This is doing a lot better because touching it is quite smooth, but the discoloration, like there's dark bits, there's light bits, and then going down my arm, you can see the texture of the skin is not completely like homogeneous. It's like bumpy here, kind of bumpy here, and then it stops like around here, and even on the inside it's a bit bumpy here, and then it's smooth on the inside. I really don't understand what's going on. Same with the other arm. Look at that. That's a mole. I've always had that. Yeah, it's very light here, dark here, and again along the back, completely fine. And that is my regular skin tone, which is like a medium brown. Then I've got like a dark brown and a light brown. This is what I normally have. This is nothing new to me right here. All of this, like down here, this is new. I rarely get eczema here. Honestly, I have tried everything for the last 3 months. I've used Aquaphor, and although that moisturizes me, some days my skin just doesn't like it, and I'm just like, no. Aquaphor was the holy grail, and now my arms didn't want it, and I'm like, damn, what do I do now? I tried cocoa butter, again, for about a week that would work, and I'd be like, yeah, it's getting better, it's going, and then I'd be back to proper red and bumpy. I was using Astral, I think I mentioned that before, which is a very highly fragranced cream, and I never understood why my skin didn't mind it. It worked really well on my chest area, like in the winter time, because it's kind of greasy. Worked for my arms for about a week, and then after that it started stinging, so I'm just like, I don't know what to do. Like, honestly, I am back at square one with experimenting and finding a routine that works. However, today I will say that I've had a good evolve day. Let's talk about the company. So the company that I work for now is called Evolve Beauty, and it is a skincare brand, and it is based in the UK, straight from the warehouse. Everything's made on site. Everything aims to be very organic, very natural, vegan and cruelty free. So for a lot of you that might be good in terms of skincare because you're tired of using chemicals and all of these things that are just not that great for your skin when there are actually natural alternatives out there. So my job now is that I am a graphics and content assistant, which is basically what I do here on YouTube, I'm doing for them. And honestly, never thought I would be able to do this because I never studied it in school. YouTube was just like a hobby or something I did in my spare time, and it's something that made me stand out in applying for the job. Since working there, I've tried a lot of their products, as you can imagine. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to recommend some products to you guys that I think would benefit us going through TSW. Around this time last year, I posted a video about my updated skincare routine and that I started using hyaluronic acid on my face, and it was from The Ordinary. And I've noticed in the Facebook groups, quite a few people are asking about hyaluronic acid and who uses it, why do you use it. If you go back to my old video, I kind of explain what hyaluronic acid is and why scientists that are studying TSW recommend it, or why they think you should use it. I haven't used The Ordinary's hyaluronic acid in a few months because Evolve Beauty have their own. So the one from The Ordinary is 30ml, I believe, and this cost about £6. And that is the reason why I bought it, because I didn't know if it would work for me and I didn't want to spend money on something that potentially would make my skin worse. So this is the hyaluronic serum from Evolve. Very simplistic packaging, very chic. Can you see that? It's quite a thick gel. The amount that I've pumped out into my hand, that blob right there, is enough to do your face and maybe a bit of your neck. A little really does go a long way. So one of these bottles goes really far. You just apply it onto your skin, and once it's been absorbed, then you can put on your moisturizers, your makeup, whatever. I always use one pump for my face, which does extend to my neck. I put 2 pumps onto my fingers, rubbed it all in, and used that on my arms and shoulders. because hyaluronic acid it holds on to moisture. So I've been doing that for a few days now, just putting the hyaluronic acid on my dry arms. The price point for a 30ml bottle of these is £30. This is Evolve's most highly awarded product that they sell. It's won 7 awards so far. So this stuff really works and people do love it and people keep coming back for it. This is an award winner. Give it a try. Another product that I think some of you might like is their deodorant. Now, the conventional deodorant that we all know is in a spray can or a roller ball or one of those clicky rolly things. The Evolve deodorant comes in a jar. This is it. This is called the Cotton Fresh deodorant. I've only started using this 3 days ago because I'm just intrigued. Deodorant in a jar? Like, what the heck? It's like a balm, like this, and you can dig it out with your finger or a spatula if you have a little one, and it kind of melts at the heat of your hand. You just rub it between your fingertips and apply it onto your armpits. Now that might seem weird to some people because nobody really touches their armpits like that. Other deodorants carry chemicals and alcohols, so with us who have sensitive skin, and I know a lot of you have really troubled armpits because sometimes you get eczema under there and alcohol burns. This stuff does not contain alcohol. This has shea butter and coconut oil in it, so it's quite moisturising and it doesn't sting. Natural deodorant. I didn't even know it was a thing until I started working at the company. But there you go. So the last product I'm going to recommend you guys for TSW is their body scrub. And now they call it the Tropical Blossom Body Polish, and that's exactly what it does. It polishes all the dead skin off your body. I tried this scrub this morning in my bath. Just wait till you see this. It's literally like sugar in a jar. I wish we had smelly vision because I wish I could let you guys sniff this. Now the good thing about this scrub is that, yes, you've got the sugar, which is a lot more gentle than whatever they put in body scrubs, which it feels like sand. This is sugar, which does dissolve and it's not as rough. But can you see that it is oil? They've put oil in this scrub. So as you're exfoliating, it's not just ripping up the skin and drying you out like some do. This leaves behind an oil. Now here's the cool thing. I've got some water in front of me. So once you've done scrubbing your body, scrubbing off all the dead skin, all the dirt, and you smell absolutely amazing, you want to wash it off. I think they recommend you to do this dry. You have to do this dry, and you'll see in a moment why, and then rinse it off in the bath. Is once you get water and you add that to the scrub, can you see what happens? It turns into a milk, and that milk is also not drying, and it makes the scrub really easy to wash off. So if you can see the water, it's all milky, and that is all from the polish. So those 3 products I think would be quite beneficial to people going through TSW. Obviously I don't recommend all these skin products when your TSW skin is like red, raw and oozy. But when you're past that stage, when you're just dealing with like dry skin, a bit of elephant skin, some hyperpigmentation, I recommend these kind of things. That's the stage I'm at, and these are fine for me. They don't break me out. I don't go red and bumpy and weepy afterwards. I'm just like maintaining my skin to stop it from being so dry, and definitely like helping my skin get rid of all the dead rough skin on top. Please check out Evolve Beauty. They do ship worldwide, and you do get 3 free samples when you place an order. And also if you go to the website, you might see some of my work on there, and you might see my face if you look hard enough. And if you join the mailing list, they will send you some exclusive offers and discounts. Just to say again, this is not an advert. I'm not getting paid to tell you guys this. I do work for the company, but I'm not getting any perks for telling you about these products. I personally use them and I do like them. I find that they help my eczema because they're not as drying, they are natural, and I do love the products. So if you do end up going to the website and buying something, let me know, see how you like it. But the one thing that I can recommend you is the hyaluronic acid. It's the most highly awarded product that they sell, and it hasn't won those awards for no reason, so give it a look. So anyway, back to life and updates. That is a reason why I haven't been on YouTube very much. I wake up very early and then I come home, and then I just haven't been in the mood to film because my skin is it's been so bad. I have tried to film this video before, probably about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I look back at it and I had so low energy, so lackluster, just really not in the mood. So even editing it, I was bored, so I was like, I'm not putting this out. I'd rather film this when I'm feeling a bit better. And today, I think that's one of those things I need to tell you guys to do. Like, honestly, take time out for yourself. If you're not in the mood to do something, you don't have to. You're not obligated to keep everyone else happy. As much as I want to give you guys updates and tell you what's going on, if I'm not in the mood, I'm not going to fake it or force it. And I think a lot of you have seen me complaining on Instagram or Facebook, posting pictures of my arms and how they're getting worse and then better and then worse again. And it's just like, I'd rather talk when I'm feeling in a mood to talk. Oh, and one more thing. Last month we had a TSW meetup in London, and the lovely Brianna came all the way from America to kind of premiere her documentary. If you haven't watched the documentary already, it's called Preventable. What are you waiting for? It's been out since March, and it's a documentary all about TSW. She has put in so much work for this documentary. I mean, traveling all over the world, talking to carers of TSW, sufferers of TSW, doctors, nurses, just friends and family, everyone. She's literally put her heart and soul into this, and the documentary has spread like wildfire. So please watch that. She's put in so much work, and I think for those of you suffering with TSW, you can fully relate. Laura, who is one of the OG TSW survivors, is that what you call them? Survivors? Yeah, she booked a screening room for all of us. There was about 40 of us, and we all watched this documentary. Some of us had already watched it before, like me, I've seen it. But there was one point in the documentary where everyone, the whole room was just in tears. And the funny thing is, the first time I watched it, it didn't make me cry. It made me upset. I maybe shed a little tear, but when you're in a room full of people going through exactly the same journey as you, and you feel that struggle, everyone in the room was crying. I had no tissues. I was wiping my eyes on my coat, my jacket. The person next to me was just sniffing. The person behind me, you could hear them blowing their nose. It was just so emotional. But it was really nice meeting Brianna. She's lovely. And just go watch the documentary, and if you have seen it, share it with friends, families, your mum, your aunt, your dog. Just share it. But yeah, I think that's it. So basically what you can take away from this is that Zainab is very busy now. Zainab is not a morning person. Yes, she has to wake up about 5:30 in the morning, and it makes her grumpy. But then she gets to work, and I really do like my work people, so that just takes the edge of everything. But thank you so much for watching, and I'm glad I've hit 20 months. Let me know in the comments how far along you are and how are you doing. So I will see you in the next video, and have a great day. Bye bye.